Let's get into 1.5 million. And the first suburb I'm going to mention is I find it still insane that it is priced like this, is the suburb of Scarborough. So for people that don't know Scarborough, look, it's basically, I'd say, probably Perth's best known beach, most definitely. It's actually been a part of some surfing championships before, and surf lifesaving, actual world championships and nationals. I think every 10 years or so there's at least one that's generally held at Scarborough. It's probably the best known surf club, that and I'd say Trig probably, which is just north of it, in all of Perth. But Scarborough really, I mean, first of all, it's surrounded by much more expensive suburbs. Like, I mean, City Beach to the south of it's like $2.5 million. Trig's around 2.5, not 2, it's probably about 2.2 to the north of it, which surrounds Scarborough. Even if you go west of it, like, Scarborough's only just more expensive than like Karrinyup and just more expensive than Innaloo as well, which I think happen to be cheap as well. But Scarborough as well is just known as the Bondi of Perth. So it's known as basically your place to be, your place where everyone goes for, a coffee in the morning, a run in the morning, probably aside from Cottesloe, and your surf beach basically of Perth. That's what it's known as. It's also got sort of a village area that's quite good. So it's one of the few locations in Perth, especially for people not from Sydney and Melbourne, that happens to be open, later than 8 p.m. on a weeknight. It's really only sort of some parts of the CBD, Mount Lawley and some parts of Cottesloe in Perth that are open. Look, a few places in Fremantle are too, but very few. Scarborough is open most weeknights. Like, there's restaurants open to 10 and 11 at night, believe it or not, up there. So that's another thing. But it's such a good location for, you're still picking them up for like 1.2 million. So it's not, I'm not even pushing this. It's actually like fairly cheap in terms of that level as well. Let's get to another suburb. So this also surprises me. The actual suburb of Fremantle is actually, believe it or not, still between 1 and 1.5 million. So if you look at literally just like North Fremantle or anywhere like that, or any of the other suburbs that happen to be along that sort of, like, I'd say southern, shore of the Swan, they generally are like 1.7 plus million. Like, they're so expensive. Like, so many of them are so expensive. So Fremantle, you're still picking up for, like somewhere between about 1.15 and about 1.25 to 1.3 million. And it's probably like, I'd say, a bit of an old school, really nice town centre. Like, you've got, like, obviously the frontage there, you got really nice port, you got nice cafes on the front, you got really nice sort of just places to walk, even go just jump in the water, go fishing, that kind of thing. You can see the ports from there. It's just across really the bridges from the main parts of town as well. It's not far from Canning Vale, so Canning Vale is kind of like your sort of blue collar sort of job hub of Perth. So for people that don't know Perth, so it's a really good location. It's completely landlocked. There's no more land supply. It's like more than 100 years old. So like, it's a really good sub. And look, you just look at the pocket here it occupies. Like, if you just look at like Attadale, Bicton, North Fremantle, straight across the water as well, you're all the most expensive suburbs, and Fremantle's so much cheaper than all of them. So look, just consider it. Oh yeah, I get it, Hamilton Hill is cheaper further south, but you don't have the same demographics in Hamilton Hill as you do in Fremantle. Fremantle's are quite good, so definitely consider Fremantle.